the request forms that somebody has used, and they will look at the data, look at what's registered, and then they'll decide if it's correct or incorrect. If it's incorrect, what they tend to do is they enter why it was incorrect. Okay, so what people tend to do is they bring up a screen called Verify Reg, because it's verifying the registration, and they enter a whole lot of information. So they'll enter the person who's performed it, or a date range, a location, a doctor. So it's basically doing a search to find data. Okay, so this what we're thinking. We kind of want to do it different from how we're doing it now, which is why my requirements are slightly different. But what we were thinking is hoping this could be turned into a bit of a filter, very similar to what you've done with Delphic AP. And then people can find things, they'll enter a date range or enter a doctor. Majority of the time they're doing it by date. So normally they do an audit for yesterday's work or the day before's, but it's not, they don't leave it for 3 weeks and then audit everything. It's within 24 to 48 hours, so it's quite a close time frame. Majority of it's by date, but they can actually look at what people have been doing for a certain user code if the person's new, or a certain doctor, and they can also recheck. So you can create a registration, I can go and audit it, and then my manager might go and audit what I audited. So that's what they call as a recheck, which is this recheck work here. So there's lots of different filters which we want to add as needed, and we want to probably have some defaults. So I think the default's probably the date's the main default one. Okay. So once you've entered your search criteria, you get the first request in a list. Okay. And it's virtually a exact layout of the order entry screen. So probably what we want to do is show patient demographics, and then kind of show order details, and then show the test area. So you're still using our order entry layout, but everything is read-only. Nothing is editable. And then you've got your action, so you've got your correct, incorrect. And you can skip it. You say, I don't want to order this one, I'll skip and I'll get the next request. And then so you're looking at it and you say, yep, they did write 1655 on the form for that date, those doctors, yes, it's all correct, they registered it correctly. Okay. So there's a few little things here. So if it's incorrect, what we have is a whole lot of reasons which are defined by the customer. So it might be you missed a doctor, or you entered an incorrect collection date time, or location was wrong, or you're going to type in a free text. So this is kind of the incorrect path. Normally it's correct, you click the button and you get the next one, but the incorrect, you actually do the pop-up, select why it's incorrect, and then go okay, and then the next request will come through. So there's a whole lot of stuff going on behind the scenes with all this. And then what they do is when they've finished all the auditing, the administrator does a query on the database and pulls out all the data, and then it says, okay, last week you did 100 wrong, and this is what you entered wrong, or you did everything was correct and you just had 1 or 2. So it's a way of doing performance on a user who's registering. Okay, so it's just a verification process. So there is a lot of stuff going on here, but we want to kind of simplify it if we can, which is hence what I was trying to get here. So we want a page very similar to what you've done with the list and the filtering for Delphic AP dashboard, the requests and material. So we're going to try and do this with auditing here. And so the idea is when you do your search criteria, enter stuff into your filter, find, click view requests, your list is going to be populated with everything that needs to be audited. And then, so these are going to be all the filters. Once again, the filter can be saved. You can add as required. That's all the stuff for the list. the user can manage the filters as the columns, and then each row will be a single entry, and it will just be like a it won't be expanded at all. It will just be a row with like name, sex, date of birth, and tests kind of thing. So just a very simple record row. And then so the user will click on the row, and then probably click a button. I don't know, view, whatever you want to do. Or they can click multiple. So this is what I was getting to here. So this is one of our existing products. So they can select all of this, and then they'll go for an audit every single record, or they could just select one and audit it. So that's what I was getting there. So there's the single, the multiple selection. And then we're going to probably use our same audit entry layout. So we were talking about two options at the moment. One is patient details, and what we were looking at doing is just showing this header, okay, or, and we're not too sure which way we want to go yet. So one is just to show the patient details, and then you'd kind of have like a audit details and tests. The other one is to kind of show this, but the patient encounter name would be pre-populated in fields, very similar to what we're going to do with the create patient kind of thing, but have the data in fields, so it looks more like this. So we're going to show all of that, and then tests and specimens. We don't need the special handling, and we don't need the specimens. So we just, for that area, similar layout, but we don't need any of that, and we don't need any specimens. We just need the tests, because they're the important bits. So we don't need this test field. So it's just probably those couple of lines there, to say the total and the test chips. So it's kind of like same layout, but we want to refine the data because it's just an auditing purpose. And then obviously we've got some navigation to go to the next one, or skip with our incorrect and correct buttons as well. So it's a very quick run through. So it's probably the list, or the filtering and the list, and then once we've got that, then we'll probably drill down to get our very similar, where it's gone, our kind of like our audit page, which will be kind of like, it's probably be a very simple mock-up. So just take a layout. So they just kind of go through, and everything will be read only. So I don't know if we want to do that a different way. Something to think about, because what they do here is they don't actually show any fields as such. It's just kind of data that's in a bit of a grid, but the main thing is read only, so you can't alter anything. You're just looking at it, and then making a decision if it was correct or incorrect.
Okay, got it.
Yep.
Okay, you want to continue? I didn't ask later.
So this will be a new item in that navigator. So it won't be audit entry, it'll be Delphic LAS auditing. So they'll click on that, and then they'll get kind of a new starting point as such.
Okay. I have one question. So, for example, in the auditing list with the checkbox you just show me, for example, I select 100 records, but I only do it halfway, like auditing 50. But I need to do another stuff, and I closed this one. So what will happen?
So that's something we need to work out, because at the moment what they do is they click the halt button. So there's like a halt here, and that stops the process. But we weren't going to do that. We were looking at perhaps, and this is probably something we just need to play with, but perhaps bringing back 20 records at a time, and then you just audit those 20, but you're still going to have that, I need to stop now and go to lunch or do something else.